Hello, hello for everyone who is joining. Yes, letting people in now. Speaker. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. So awesome. Welcome here. Oh my gosh. Yes, welcome everyone. Put your name. Once you're here, put your name and location in the chat. And yes, I totally invite you to, if you can, turn your camera on because it's so awesome to see your beautiful faces, see who's here, and have you participating with us here. That would be great. Yes. So super excited to share with you about this fascinating topic, answers from the ancestors. And I want to thank you for taking your time to be here with me. Yay! So cool. I want to welcome everyone from Lebanon. Oh, that's so cool. Hala from Lebanon, welcome. And Darshan from New Zealand. That's amazing. Yes, the the timing for US, both Eastern and Western, is not ideal. And yes, it's a challenge. I haven't figured out how to work that yet, since I have moved to, or at least for a year, to United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi. So we'll see how that goes and see what to do in the future and how to make this how to make these webinars more accessible. But I will definitely share the recording for sure after we're done. So yeah, welcome everyone. That's so wonderful to have you here. So I'm welcoming all of you. It's an honor to be here with this beautiful global community, and thank you for gathering here and taking your time to be here. And if you have been like the universe, creation, life itself has been calling you and inviting you to open up and feel connected to the circle of life, you are in the right place. So it is time to connect even deeper with the circle of life and learn about the West African dagger tradition of cowrie shell divination. And so who knows what divination is? Anybody? Turn your camera on, raise your hands, come on, share. This is a lovely space, a safe space to do so. Yeah, so let me introduce myself in the meantime. For those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Maya Zacharow, and I am the founder of Sisters Wellspring. And the mission of Sisters Wellspring is to inspire transformation through deeper connection to Mother Earth, to our planet. And the purpose of this webinar is to share from my heart and to connect with you and to share about my journey, which led me to study with the West African elder Malidoma Patrice, and to also tell you about my latest offerings. So to begin with, I want to share my divination story with you. It started with me interviewing Dr. Taria Ward on my very first summit. It was called Attuning to the Voice of Mother Earth. And now, by the way, I offer the courses on summit creation. So you can send me an email or contact me if you want to know more and would like to create your own summit. But her vision was, her topic was vision quests. And it was really a fascinating conversation in which I have learned, oh, so much. So just a definition, a vision quest is a rite of passage, and it could be undertaken, usually it's undertaken when a person is going through a life transition, like puberty, marriage, divorce, having a child, or unfortunately grieving a loved one's passing. And or in our modern lives, also looking for a career change. And it could also be done when one is just, you just want to find the answers. You're seeking answers, deep, deep answers. And vision quests originate from the indigenous cultures around the world. I mean, they provide an important connection between the participant, the creator, and nature. So as a rite of passage, a vision quest helps one to develop maybe survival skills, gain maturity, and connect with nature and the ancestors. So very simply explained, like it usually involves a preparatory process. It culminates in fasting for 4 days and 4 nights in the wilderness, and then it has a closure component. So I just want to ask, who has done a vision quest before? Please put VQ in the chat. If you've done a vision quest, put VQ in the chat. I would love to see. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Pardon me as I'm like admitting people. Right. So yeah, not in the form that I described, Hala's saying. So yeah, vision quests, I mean, since they're coming from the indigenous cultures around all over the world, I mean, it could be different. So I'm actually interested to hear how different, Hala, your vision quest was. And so if you, yeah, so if you write in the chat or if you come on and share with us, that would be awesome. But in the meantime, wait, in the meantime, let me like continue on. So Dr. Ward's, like Dr. Taria Ward's interview was so compelling to me when she was talking about the vision quest that I decided to undertake a vision quest myself. So, and what do you know? Kata Brown, who had also has been a guest speaker in my first summit, was the one to lead Vision Quest. So I reached out to Cater and went on a vision quest where, I mean, he did a wonderful job. First of all, like, it was just amazing. I was first prepared by being in the ritual space with the fellow questees. And part of that process involved a sweat lodge. And we delved into the medicine wheel. And then, of course, you're in the open by yourself, fasting for 4 days and nights, out in the open, like in the wilderness, no tent. And then you have a closure experience. So from the experience of the vision quest, like what came to me was a knowing that I have an ancestral gift to share, a medicine that has been handed down to me by my ancestors, and it is a gift of divination. So every one of us in this world, just because we are here, means that we have something to offer. And during the sweat lodge, I mean, that was my very first sweat lodge. That was the preparatory and the purification time. We were sitting inside the sweat lodge. Cater was like drumming and telling stories. We were singing. And during one of the journeys, my spirit animal came to me. And it was confirmed later also, while I was by myself fasting, that I realized also that I always had the visionary, I used to minimize my visionary experiences I had like earlier in life. And I even used to hide them and was ashamed of them, because where I grew up in Ukraine, that was at that time, it was former USSR. It was never talked about. It was even shamed, like what? And it's interesting that basically back then, I was talking to nature spirits as a child, and now I bring this work to others so that other people can rekindle their relationship to the spirits of the land. So it's interesting how it all works in the great circle. So because I came away with the vision quest of this knowing that I have my ancestral gift is the gift of divination, I decided to pursue a divination master, a teacher, and found an African elder, Malidoma Patrice May. So I studied with Elder Malidoma and Therisa, she's an elder herself, for a full year to become a certified diviner by the West African Dagara tradition. It's a tradition coming from Burkina Faso, Africa. So now the reason why I chose this specific type of divination method and not tarot or I Ching, for example, which all of which are fascinating, because the dagger type of divination, it was just it's so closely tied to the elements and to our planet. Even the object used, the shells and the stones and bones are so primal in origin, it had an irresistible pull for me. Like, and what attracted me is the sacredness of the work. The reverence for our planet is built into the divining process. And it comes from the initial primary native peoples of the earth, from the bone memory and the ancient memory of the Dagara people. Let me see what we have in the chat. Yes. Just checking. Yes. Oh, let's see. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Show everything. Okay, sorry for the interruption. I'm looking in the chat, making sure that I'm admitting everyone. Oh, here we go. Welcome to those who are joining. I'm so happy you're here. So let me go back to the story. Part of the vision quest and experience was for, like, my part was to connect with the elemental forces very deeply. And I did. So it's interesting, fascinating, as the noise of the mind just quiets down, it is amazing how clear things become. So on the last of the 4 days of prayer and fasting, as I was sitting up on the hill, that was my chosen space to be by myself, I had a profound elemental experience. And the significance of that experience, I couldn't even grasp at that time. But that itself is another story entirely. So maybe I'll share that in the next webinar. So divination is a deep dive into understanding the elementals and studying the cosmology under which dagger type of cowrie shell divination operates. And for those who just joined, I'll say it again, the dagger type of cowrie shell divination originates from the West African tradition in Burkina Faso. So with a handful of my fellow diviners who were also studying with Elder Malidoma, we immersed ourselves into identifying the symbols, selecting our spirit shells to work with, and we made divination cloth. It's the piece of fabric that serves as the support for spreading the elements that speak the hidden message. So all the shells and all the other items are spread on the cloth. And I actually, what I'm gonna do, I have a cloth with me. Why don't I show it to you? Oops, sorry for the noise. There it is. We each made our own. And this is mine here. I don't know if you can see it well. Like, I have to stand away. So this right here is all the elements. And they have more elements that we do. Like, this is the fire element. This is where the ancestral realm is. Now they have Dagara elemental wheels a little different. They have nature. This green color is nature. The earth is yellow and it's inside, right here. It's in the center. Then we have the mineral realm right here, the white, and water. Water is at the top, and it has the, sorry, it's like reverse, so it has the deep water, which is black, and the light and the lighter blue, which is like more of the surface water, representing different things. So this is what we did. I actually like to stand because it's exciting to stand. Oh, thank you. Yes, actually my sister helped me with making this cloth. It was a wonderful bonding ritual process for us also. She obviously has been endowed with her artistic talents. So yeah, so we made our cloth, and then we also, as part of the, like, being initiated in the divining process, we connected deeply with the medicine of the earth, like, and affirmed our deep rootedness and received her powerful healing. I mean, we immersed ourselves into the radical earth ritual where we were buried up to our necks in the earth, and just feeling how cold and heavy she can be while releasing and composting whatever we had to let go of, like one at a time. So to me, she felt so heavy, and that you can release anything and she will receive it. And it's like, no matter how heavy you think your load is or what you're carrying, you can give it away, and she can totally take it, transform it, heal it, and such, because the challenges with disconnection are healed through the earth. And linking to the Dagara tradition, where it sits, as I showed you, it's in the center, the yellow center in their Dagara cosmology. So through this ritual, you can also develop a connection of reciprocity with the land and stop perceiving her not like a commodity from which to just to extract resources. And I know that a lot, many of us will say, no, I don't think so at all. But really, all of us are conditioned, have been conditioned partly to perceive her as such. So shedding that conditioning and stepping into reciprocity and seeing us as part of the earth, part of the land, not something that she's separate, that we get to beyond. We're literally encased inside our planet. So yeah, and earth gives connection, belonging, origin, sense of origin, cleansing. So what else? When we connected with the medicine of the water, and of course water cleanses away everything that doesn't serve anymore, and it connects you to your purpose and the gifts that you are here to deliver, make your gifts flow. Also, we connected with the medicine of the fire, and even deeper connected with the ancestors and the other world, whose support guides us forward on this journey, because the fire element is associated with the ancestors, and it functions in this world as like vision and passion and compassion, your intuition, your dreams. It's the force that, your fire, something that moves you forward. We had an intense radical fire rituals connecting with the elements, part of the year-long process. And actually, in the Dagara divination tradition, it is believed that the entire divination session is a message from the ancestors. So whatever comes through is challenged from your own ancestors. That is how important the fire realm and the ancestors are. So we also, as diviners, we learned the symbols in this brand and their position on the cloth. So depending where the shell, the rock, or the items that you use for divination, because you're spreading them around the cloth, depending where those divination items fall on the elemental wheel, then the diviner derives meaning from the positioning of the item and the item itself. And finally, what we did learn is it's the art of prescription, like ritual prescription and healing. It's really an integral part of the Daguerre tradition because and Daguerre divination, because after verification that we know what each item is and where it falls on the spread, what it means, we learned what to do in order to improve and change and transmute or dissolve the challenges of the person who's divined for. So this means addressing issues that have become clear with the part of the corresponding ritual initiative. So the divination is not fulfilled unless there is a way to deal with the discovery of what divination made possible, which is a ritual prescriptions. So this is what the divinee gets. It is awkward. It's awkward like this. So let me sit for a second. Yeah. Also, what we went through as diviners to close this all in, all of us, we implored the ancestors and all the spirit allies to walk with us on our divination journey as we go and offer it to the world. And we ritualistically consecrated all the tools of divination, every shell, every item on the spread, and the cloth itself, so that they are sacred. So this was my training with Elder Malidoma. And I just want to also say that during that year long, I don't know, maybe some of you have heard of him, or he's pretty famous, written a few books. The Healing Wisdom of Africa is one of them. He passed away toward the end of my year of apprenticeship with him. And I mean, that in itself was just so crazy, so moving, because here he is like teaching and guiding us diviners forward, who was in my group. I think there were like less than 7 of us. And then all of a sudden, and then he transitions to being on the other side of the veil. So it's like, we have his support, we had his support here, and as much as we wanted to have his support always here in this world, now I feel like he's supporting us and he's supporting me from the other side. It's almost like he's in the realm of the ancestral realm now. So that is just very emotional and very it's just you never know what life is gonna turn out like. So this is my journey of divination, and I wanted to share with you. And then I just want to invite you that if you loved what you heard so far and you have questions which you want answered, and if you want to connect and receive answers from your ancestors, then schedule a divination session with me. It will take an hour, about an hour, a little more maybe. And I charge $140 per session. And actually, let me drop a link in the chat so you can see. You can see it. It's a link from my webpage, and I can share the screen with you actually also, so that you can see what I'm talking about. So the reading will bring messages from the ancestors and helping nature spirits. as well, and it shows which rituals are needed to move forward with clarity and purpose in your life. So let me share the screen with you, actually, so you can see how to book a session. Share screen, here it is. Share. I don't know, can you see it? Can you see the screen sharing? I don't, oh, there it is. Yes, this is my page, Work With Me, and I'm describing to you what a divination is. And his quote, Malidoma's quote, so beautiful. He's saying, encouraging divination is a beautiful, empowering, and healing manifestation of spirit. It is an opportunity to hear direction from the realm of the ancestors. It is a process by which your epic story is reflected back to you, giving you greater clarity about your gift to the world. Then I basically talk about my divination training and telling you how it works, how much it is. And what you do is you just go to the calendar, you book a date, and find the time. And I know the timing. If your timing does not permit, if your timing doesn't jive with my schedule and you really want a session, reach out to me. Always email me. I'm here, and we will find a time. I won't just let you slip through the cracks because I'm that rigid. So if you want results and you need to make a decision or action to move forward with, book a reading. Life is now. Just make a decision and commit to moving forward. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? Is any of this landing? Oh, and by the way, I'm thinking for everyone who signs up for a divination within the next 3 days, I'll include a bonus of the 2 insightful interviews I was mentioning about the vision quests with Dr. Taria Ward and one with Kata Brown, where just in the opening prayer of connection to the elements and our ancestors, it's worth listening to in itself. The rest of the interview is gold also. But I also understand that divination is not, for you at this time. That's cool. And you can always connect with the elements in a ton of ways. So very simple, just go for simplicity, connecting with the earth. You don't have to bury yourself up to your neck and lay there for hours. You can just lay down on the earth and whisper all your grief to her for recycling, or you can whisper your wishes to her and she will grant them into the fruition. Connect with the water elements. You can fill up a glass of water and just whisper blessings and affirmations into it and then drink it. Or better yet, give it to your loved ones. You can connect with the fire element. And just light a candle, watch it dance, spend some time in the sunlight. Don't look at the sun directly, by the way. So you don't burn out your irises. And connect with the air. Just take deep, nourishing breaths. It's all about consciousness and wanting to connect deeply. Here, yeah, let me open. I'm opening up for Q&A, and I have a question from Meryl. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. You can also, like, you guys are totally welcome to come on here and ask a question and come on camera. That would be so awesome. She's asking, what do I do in a session? So basically, this is what I described what I do. And if you've joined later, it's what I do is I would spread the cloth. I connect with a person who's asking for a divination, because there's a question that a person who comes for a divination has. They have a question like, oh, I'm struggling with this, or I want such and such, and I want this answer. Like, for instance, they're saying like, oh, I have a current job, you know, and I don't know if I need to make a move now or in a few months, or should I just stay here? And so we open up a ritual space where we make a connection, and we make a connection with the divinee's ancestors, and invoke all the help from them and the helping spirits. And then the divinee, or I in this case, would be acting for you, because you're not, it wouldn't be physically in front of me. We would be like digital Zoom session. I will spread the shells for you. And then I would read the shells, the location of the shells and the items, and on the spread, depending where they fall, we would get an answer from the ancestors and the helping spirits of how to move forward, or what to do or not to do. And from there, we would understand what a ritual prescription is, or what ritual prescription is needed for that person. So this is the process of a divination in the dagger way. So this is how it works. And then, of course, after the session, I mean, ideally, it's not like a one and done. Ideally, you, as a person divined for, you would go and you would go out into the world and carry out this ritual prescription that's been passed down from your ancestors of what to do next. And there is honestly where the magic happens, so to speak, because there you are in the physical world, honoring them and bringing this wisdom, this wanting to move forward in your life as an answer to your question, and you're implementing it out into the world. So, and there's always, you can always come back and say, I've done this, you know, what's next? Or has it worked? Has it not worked? So things like that. And I would coach you further if you so desire. So yeah, if anyone else has questions, like pop them in the chat. That would be great. Yeah, to hear from you. Also, I just want to say, you know what, in closing, I want to admit something to you guys, because we are in the month of October, and the spirit of Halloween is here with us. So, and I was hesitant to put on webinars for a long time. I was scared to go live, and it was just too vulnerable for me. But I'm here, and you know what? I'm challenging all of you to do what scares you today. Because if you did what scared you, at least like maybe just once a week, you would make quantum leaps, like propelling you light years ahead. And this is how you move forward. So this is what I want to say in closing. All of my love to you all. I deeply, deeply want to thank you from my heart for your interest, for being here, for wanting to connect with me. And I'm wishing you all the best, and do something that scares you. Super important. I love you. And yeah, so there's still space if anyone wants to come in and say thank you, unmute, or just because I'm seeing a lot of things in the chat. Thank you, Darshan. Thank you. Thank you, Ursel. Yeah, it's lovely to have you. It's lovely to have you guys here. And thank you for being here. Janet, welcome. I am done. I just closed out. On camera. So good to have you. we just closed out for this webinar.
Oh, dang it.
Yes, how you been? So good to see you.
I just saw an email and I went, oh, I should jump on real quick and see if she's still there.
Oh, thank you. I super appreciate you being here. I know the time-wise, I have to figure out different timing somehow for all of that, for all these webinars to make it work. But it's good seeing you. All right, everyone, I'm gonna I'm gonna say bye. And again, thank you for being here. Super appreciate